Hi, my name is Marietje van Veen from Drawn to Health, and welcome back to the course. So in the last video, we reviewed the syllabus, and in this video, we're going to talk about what exactly environmental literacy is. So, well, we've already seen what you required, full attention, again, very important. I've also, just before we start, I've written a lot in these slides. I've done that so you may write this in your own notes and so you can read it at your own pace if you want to, because it's going to be a lot of information and sometimes it's nicer to just look at the information instead of just hearing me talk. So just so you know, there's going to be a lot of information on the screen and what I'm saying. Again, you can pause at any time because it's a lot to take in. But let's get started. So what is environmental literacy? What we understand as an environmental literate person is someone who both individually and together with others makes informed decisions concerning the environment. Someone who's willing to act on these decisions to improve the well-being of other individuals, societies, and the global environment. Also someone who participates in civic life, so who's, active in their community. Those who are environmentally literate possess to varying degrees the following qualities. And again, you don't have to be perfect in everything, but to have at least some, some of these qualities. So, first one, a knowledge and an understanding of a wide range of environmental concepts, problems, and issues. Another one is a set of cognitive and affective dispositions, a set of cognitive skills and abilities, and the appropriate behavioral strategies to apply such knowledge, and the understanding in order to make a sound and effective decision in a range of environmental contexts. Now, that sounds like a lot to take in, and it sounds very heavy and very, serious, but, it's not as bad as it seems. It's basically just what it boils down to is that you're aware of what the environment is, what it does, and how you affect it. That's what it all boils down to. To be environmentally literate means that you have at least some of these qualities. You don't have to have all of them 100%, because not everyone knows everything. No one's going to expect that of you, but to be conscious of it and to try and act on it is already a good starting point. So, as I said, this is actually what is also in the other slide. The knowledge, disposition, competency, and behavior. They've also made it into 4 A's, which makes it a little bit easier to remember. So the ultimate goal of education in environmental literacy is to produce individuals who exhibit these 4 A's. And the A's are, as you can see here, awareness, which is basically knowledge, appreciation, which boils down to disposition, advocacy, which is competencies, and activism, which is behavior. They've just been worded to, all have A's in their names. So let me go a little bit deeper on all those A's. So let's start with the first one, awareness or knowledge. Awareness is basically what we know about physical, ecological, social, cultural, and political systems. This is just the pure academic knowledge that we have. So having knowledge about ecology fits under this component. The next one, appreciation or disposition. This reflects the heart, basically our feelings towards the environment. So that could mean sensitivity to environmental issues and the motivation to work for a more positive future. The sensitivity is, for example, well, let's take global warming. That's an ecological issue. If you feel bad for the polar bears and it makes you want to help them, that's appreciation. That's a disposition. You're actually caring about what happens in an ecological sense. So that is already one of those components. The next one, advocacy / competencies. Those are, well, what we call the muscles of literacy. That basically means that you use the knowledge and the feelings. Those use skills to investigate, analyze, evaluate, and make informed decisions. These skills allow us to take our knowledge and disposition and put it into action. So that's basically the intermediate step between thinking and doing. This is planning, basically. So this is, if you want to help the polar bears, how would you go about that? You know, making a plan, writing down what you would want to do. And the last one, activism or behavior. So as I said, behavior is actually the action. This environmental responsible behavior is the ultimate expression of environmental literacy, and it shows up as how we choose to live our lives. So this is the actual action part of it. So this could be from what we eat, to how we get around, to how we work with others at home, in our communities, and in the world. And this might also be, you know, something like making a petition, for example, or creating awareness by speaking in a conference, you know, like things like TED Talks or something, you know, or things like this, making a video so people are aware of it. That's also a behavior component of it. So those are the 4 components. So you might be wondering, well, okay, this is great and everything, but why is that necessary for me? Why do I need this? Well, as you might have heard in the news or from your you know, local community, there's a bit of a crisis going on, and I'm not just talking about you know, the economy. I'm talking about ecological crisis. So there's a lot of news reports about the ice caps that are melting at a very fast rate, way faster than they normally would have, that our emissions are too high, that we're polluting our airs. And at first, you know, it might seem not important or a bit inconsequential, but the thing is, the warnings, we're getting them now, so we act on them and prevent actual disaster, because we're not at disaster levels yet. If we continue, we might be. So why would you need it? Well, to put it very simple and very bluntly, you're one of the people who lives on this planet, so you might want to take care of it. That's why you need environmental literacy, at least at some level. Understanding that, well, for example, dividing your waste would actually be good for the environment, because you can reuse the stuff that you might think is waste. That's also something that ties into the next video, in which I'll be talking about the 4 laws of ecology. These are just also ties to knowledge. These are just 4 laws that are universal, no matter in what country you live in, no matter in what part of the world you live in. Those 4 laws are always true. They're like, you know, the laws of the universe, I suppose, but then for our planet, for our ecology. So I hope that made sense. Anyway, so as I said, in the next video, I'm going to be talking about the 4 laws of ecology, a quick explanation as to where they come from, but I'm just going to explaining what they are and, in short, what they stand for. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Goodbye.